Who Eats What by Alexandra Gonzalez and Dana Garcia. In today's lesson, we will be talking about food chains and how they are a visual representation of energy transfer from one organism to another and how each level is affected. Students will be making art projects that represent a food chain of their choice.
To start out the lesson, students will move to sit on the floor around the teacher. The teacher will ask questions such as how do we get our energy and what do we eat to see what the students already know. In order to get the students interested in the topic, the teacher will read Who Eats What by Patricia Lauber. After discussing the book, students will be instructed to get laptops and watch a crash course video on food chains, which will go more in depth on the subject. When the video is finished, students will be instructed to recreate the food chain in the video so they can have a visual representation of what they learned.
During the exploration stage, the teacher will explain how to participate in an activity involving flashcards. The students will work in partners to organize and categorize the different organisms into each level of the food chain. While the students are completing the activity, the teacher will be walking around answering questions and observing the students' progress. The teacher will also be questioning the students as to why they place a certain organism at a certain food chain level.
During the explanation stage, the teacher will ask all the students as a class what organisms they put in the first, second, and third level. The teacher will also go over the flashcard activity and answer any questions that the students may have. The teacher will then explain why each organism goes in their corresponding level. Additionally, the teacher will go over vocabulary and definitions such as producer, consumer, and decomposer to ensure that the students have a firm grasp on the content.
In order for the students to apply their learning, they will make their own food chain and include their preferred organisms. Their food chain can be a mixed media drawing or collage where they can use their own choice of material to make their project/drawing stand out. The students will be able to use materials such as tissue paper, cotton balls, etc. For example, the students can use green tissue paper for grass or yellow tissue paper for the sun. They could also use cotton balls for the furs of the animals, as well as to create something with the cotton balls such as a worm, which is done by connecting the cotton balls together. As the students are working on the project, the teacher will be walking around providing assistance where necessary. The teacher will also encourage the children to continue working on the project.
To close off the lesson, the teacher will have the students come up to them and ask them questions such as, explain how you organize your organisms into each level, and why did you choose the organisms that you did to complete your project? Based on these answers, I will provide them with feedback once they have completed their project. Students may get a book and read while the other students are wrapping up their project, or they can work on a food chain word search given by the teacher.
Once the projects are done, students will have a gallery walk where they can see each other's projects and what materials they used. The teacher, as well, will walk around to look at the projects and evaluate them on whether they understood food chains. Once they are done with the gallery walk, the students will go back to their desk and have a group discussion with the teacher on what they saw and learned. The teacher will ask questions such as, how would you describe food chains in your own words? And why do you think food chains are important? In order to assess their learning throughout the lesson and from seeing each other's work.